What's up, Jays fans? Welcome into the Jays Digest pregame show. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. We're previewing a new series after the Jays took 2 out of 3 in the Bronx against the New York Yankees. Should be a lot of fun tonight. Lance Lynn against Chris Bassitt. Cannot wait for the White Sox and Blue Jays in around 35 minutes time here.
Yeah, lots of changes. What's up, Rachit, Nick, Broseph? Lots of changes today. Obviously, Nate Pearson, which we'll have a lot of time, I'm sure, to discuss. But Nate Pearson is on the Blue Jays. Adam Simber is on the IL. George, let's just get into lineup previews, and then we'll discuss some Nate Pearson stuff. What's up, Kyle? All right, let's get into the lineup preview. Shout out everyone who tuned in. Games in about half an hour. Yeah, this is a series we need to win. Need to sweep? No, but need to win, yes. And Bo Bichette leading off. George Springer has the day off today. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting second. Alejandro, I don't know why it's Alejandro Kirk. Varsho third. Chapman, Kirk, Belt, Merrifield, Biggio, and Kiermaier. So the big two things here is no George Springer. He's obviously, again, taking a rest day. And no Danny Jansen on his bobblehead day, which is pretty funny. But it is what it is. And, of course, Kirk is catching Chris Bassitt, who is taking the hill. And Kevin Biggio is in right field, which is interesting. They decided to leave Witt at second and put Kevin in the outfield. Peter, what are your thoughts on this lineup?
Yeah, maybe I would have given Nathan Lucas a start here,
Yeah.
just considering how Biggio's been playing as of late. But I could tell that the organization doesn't really value Lucas too much, and that's unfortunate because he has been putting the bat on the ball and he provides some really good defense out there in the outfield. But it's fine; it's not the end of the world here. But especially against a fastball pitcher like Lance Lynn, I probably would have gone with Lucas as opposed to Kevin Biggio. But I like the lineup. Alejandro Kirk and Chris Bassitt have been working very well together, and that's who's been catching him ever since he started to get hot after that first start in St. Louis. So they found something together. Something's been working there. So hopefully, let's see if they can keep that going as the season rolls along. But I've loved what I've seen out of those two. And George Springer, much needed day off. Get the baseball gods back on your side and see if you can get back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, he has a much higher projected average slugging, all that WOBA than his actual thing. So yeah, get him a day off, and I'm nothing wrong with that. And I guess I like Bichette leading off. I don't know who else it would have. Maybe Whit Merrifield could have got the leadoff
I
spot.
like that.
But
Yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, I guess they decided to just wanted to keep him maybe in a rhythm because he is hitting fairly well in the bottom half. I don't know, bit interesting. But again, Vladdy's DHing and Belt is back out there after his. I guess he had a good game in the last series, but also had the rough game. And then Biggio again, which I'm not a fan of. I don't really want to see him playing very much at all. However,
Yeah.
I'll digress. I'm not. We talk about Biggio a lot. And I don't know. Do you want to? I guess we'll quickly touch on this, and then we can quickly give our point at the start of the stream about Nate Pearson. I'd say would be a decent idea here. And this is the lineup. Their graphic is super small, but that's Luis Robert, Andrew Benintendi, Andrew Vaughn, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani Grandal, Jake Berger, Oscar Colas, Elvis Andrews, Sosa, and Lance Lynn. Do you have anything you're looking forward to? I guess Chris Bassitt pitching against here. Obviously, Robert is a really good player, but
Mhm. Yeah, the White Sox lineup had a lot of the problems that the Blue Jays had last year, where they were all right-handed, and now they have a couple of pretty good lefties, and Benintendi and Oscar Colas, and Yasmani Grandal has been playing much better as of late as well. He's been pretty good this season, so it won't be a walk in the park. The White Sox have struggled out of the gate. I think they only have 7 wins, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 wins. They've been downright awful, but they can hit, and they are a dangerous lineup if you are not on your game on the mound. So Chris Bassett's going to have to be sharp tonight.
yeah, I agree. And like someone said, Dave saying Toronto doesn't sweep Chicago. What does it say after Tampa just did sweep them? I think Tampa is just. I mean, I would love a sweep, and realistically, we should win at least two. I think a three-game series, or I believe we should at
Two
least
game
win
set.
two. But I mean, Tampa Bay, like they're just beating everyone right now. Besides us, we were the only team that beat them, won a series against them, handing them their L's. Nate has a good chance now. Witt or Kevin Kiermaier leading off would have made sense to me. Yeah. All right. So Peter, we'll get your chat as well. Your discussions. The move is official. So Nate Pearson is up. Adam Simber is on the IL with a weird strain that I'm not even quite sure what it is or anything.
Is it like a rhomboid or
Yeah, it's
rhomboid
something.
strain?
It's
I think
something.
it's something I've never heard of.
So we've been preaching it for the past since the season started, really, but especially the past couple weeks. Are you happy with the timing? I'm happy he gets in. It's going to be in Rogers Center, and My guess is we see how he does in the 15 days, and then if he does really well, then they have a real decision to make. I feel like it's a bit of a test run, and then from there they're gonna make a real decision.
The timing is weird, and I think I wouldn't necessarily call it weird. I would call it more calculated because Adam Simber came in yesterday against the New York Yankees to close it out when they had a 5-0 lead. He did not look good. He almost gave the game away. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, he
It was
he almost
close.
let the Yankees back in the game, I should say, and it should not have been as close as it was, but he did not look good. So I really do think this was a calculated move by the Blue Jays. Nate Pearson has been absolutely dominant so far, and I know he's got 5 walks in about 8 innings in the minor leagues, but in his last 5 2/3, he has not walked anybody. So his control has been very good in his last couple of outings. He's been phenomenal. He's striking out guys at a 16 Ks per nine clip. So he's been on fire. His velocity is getting up there at around 100. And this was the right move. This was the right move because at his worst, I think his ceiling is a lot higher. I mean, his floor is a lot higher than Adam Simber in a sense, just because he throws 100. He's got that ridiculous curveball. He's got a good changeup as well. So you got to give him a chance based off his potential alone, and I think it'll pay dividends within the near future here.
Yeah, and I think his ceiling's also higher for what it's worth, obviously, because he
Oh,
can
yes,
throw.
yes, yes,
But I would
yes.
say the middle ground is probably Simber probably has a more consistent middle ground. But Nick's saying, when you get a knot between your shoulder blades, that's your rhomboid. Okay, interesting, interesting. I wonder, and I was asking Peter about this. I wonder if it is a phantom IL stint or if he's actually hurt. That's a question that they will not say, obviously, so we'll never know the true answer. But I wonder if Simber's
Mhm.
been struggling. They didn't want to send Pop down, obviously, and I don't think they will ever throughout the whole season if he continues to pitch this way. But I have a feeling it might be a phantom IL just to test out Nate. I think that might be what's happening here.
I think so too. I think so too. And it was the right move. And I'll address Mark over here because Mark does not is not a big advocate of Nate Pearson. And Mark, we got to stop defending Adam Simber. And I know you may not be the biggest fan of Nate Pearson, but you got to admit that his ceiling is a lot higher than that of Adam Simber's. And he should have a spot on this team, especially considering that the bullpen has struggled in the past couple of games. The starting rotation seems to have hit their stride and they're figuring things out. Now the bullpen's got to get into that shutdown mode, and what better than a guy who strikes guys out in his sleep? So I think Nate Pearson was the right call here, and it'll be the right move, and you'll notice it in a couple games time
At the very least, give him a chance. He couldn't really prove anything else
for
at the
sure.
minor league. Someone asking, I think it was Matt. Yeah, do you think Nate pitches today? I think it completely depends. I'd assume his
Depends on the
first.
score. Yeah.
So if we're losing, probably. I think he's probably a guy. At least the starter comes in. Maybe if we're down 2-1, maybe a tie game. I don't know because even Richards has been pitching decent as of late. So I don't know. It's weird. Who knows? It completely depends. It's weird because the bullpen right now is kind of shaky in the sense of, in theory, we have a lot of good guys, but Garcia's been
Mhm.
shaky. Richards, you never really trust Richards. Nate Pearson, obviously, we don't know what he has to offer. Anthony Bass has been horrible at it. Like, really only have Simber Swanson and Romano that you really trust,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
is
and you
bad.
want to and you want to have defined roles. I think it's pretty clear cut that Eric Swanson is for the eighth inning, Jordan Romano is your closer, and then the sixth, seventh, it's all about getting to them too. How do you relay the game to Eric Swanson and Jordan Romano? And that's been the problem as of late. Swanson hasn't gotten as much work as I would like to, but he's still on pace for around 65 to 70 innings, which is what you want out of a reliever. So he's going to get up there. Don't worry about that. But how do you get to those two guys that we just mentioned? That's the big issue that this Blue Jays team is facing right now. And you're not going to get 8 innings out of your starter most nights. You're not going to even get 7 innings out of your starter. So it's those seventh, eighth, and ninth innings that you really got to worry about. And how do you get through those without giving up a ton of runs and blowing games? That's the big problem that this Blue Jays team has been facing over the past probably week and a half
Yeah,
here.
Zach Pop too. I forgot to mention him. Zach Pop also. He's probably gonna move up now. I'd assume on the leverage
I
charts just
think he has
because
to. I
no one
think he
else is
has
really
to.
performing. Wouldn't we rather Simber over Richards? I don't think so right now. I mean, maybe, but like I don't know. I think those two are on a similar level. Richards has been decent lately, and obviously he has his 80
And you'd have
grade
to
changeup.
DFA him.
But
You'd
yeah,
have to DFA him too, which
yeah,
at this
he
point, I think Richards can replace what Adam Simber has been doing because he
agreed.
can go multiple innings at a time.
And he
And
can strike a lot of guys out, which Simmer can't do.
yes, and Simber was that bulk guy in this bullpen where you bring him in the middle relief and try to relay it to the back end of the bullpen. I think Richards, I trust him in that type of role. I don't trust him in the seventh, eighth, and ninth innings, but I do trust him to relay it off to the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, I like that as well. Pop could cover the seventh inning soon. Yeah, I agree. And let's move on now. Do you want to do your rapid fire? Or do you want to do the bet of the day? I'll let
Best
you choose.
bet. I got my bet of the day
All
here.
right, we can
For those of you that are interested.
let's do that up. Also hit the like button. Let's get the 25 likes. Shout out everyone in here. 54 you. Let's get to 20 likes. We're at 9 now, and again, Pop and Pearson and Swanson are set up for a mono now. It's probably it might be like that by the end of the season. I don't think Nate Pearson's gonna be any high leverage right now, though. At least I wouldn't think.
Yeah, so my best bet of the day is Blue Jays over 4.5 runs. Now, the lineup that they're putting out there today, most of the hitters, at least 6 of the 9 hitters, have a positive run value when it comes to offensive contribution against fastballs. And Lance Lynn is primarily a fastball pitcher. He's going to come right at you. He's going to challenge you with that four-seamer. And you know what's coming. He's going to live on the corners. He's going to try to blow 93, 94 right by you. And that won't work against a lot of these Blue Jay hitters. So I'm going over 4.5 runs. And Lance Lynn is another guy that the White Sox just let pitch. He's 35 years old. He's gone about 100 pitches in each of his 4 outings this season, and he's almost at an 8 ERA. So I'm going to go with over 4.5 runs for the Blue Jays team total. Tail that if you want. I won my bet yesterday. Blue Jays -1.5. They won 5-1. So I wouldn't say it's a heater, but I'm 500 on the season. I'm 2-2. So if you want a tail, go ahead and do that, but please do it responsibly because I'm no expert and I'm no psychic. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, Peter's better than me, but I'll start my season with Bassett over 4.5 Ks. We're just gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna explain it too much. I got a feeling. I think it's like -150. You said, Peter. So I would tail
Yeah,
Peter's rather than
okay.
mine, but I like it. We'll go with that, and we'll keep our record throughout the year. But let's now move on to the rapid fire. And Peter, you can relate it to Nate Pearson. You can relate it to obviously today's game. It's completely up to you. What are your thoughts on the rapid fire for today's game? What's up, Fluffy? And agreed, Richie. Agreed.
Okay, so when Adam Simber comes back, or if he does come back, unless they just keep him on the IL for the rest of the
Forever.
year, um, who comes out is who gets DFA'd, who gets sent down to the minor leagues, who's gone from that bullpen if Nate Pearson is performing like we think he will.
I've been thinking about this today. I still haven't come up with my answer. I mean, the options are you option Zach Pop, you option Adam Simber, but he could get claimed, which he will.
Well, he can reject an option.
Rejected.
He
That's what it
can
is. That's what it
he
is.
can he can reject it, and he probably will because there are probably other teams that will
Probably 20
want an
other
Adam
teams,
Simber.
really. A lot of
Yes,
teams.
yes.
And I guess the other option would be to DFA Richards, which, to be honest with you, I just don't see happening. I really don't see that happening right now. So, man, that's brutal. Maybe the option. I think the most likely thing would be the option. Pop, probably.
I wouldn't do that. I
I
would
wouldn't
not
do
do
it
that.
either. But I think that like if I don't know who do you think? If let's assume Nate Pearson is like because I think dominating. So I guess I don't know what you consider. I mean, 10 innings, 1 run given up, or something crazy.
If the option gets down to just sending down Zach Pop, then I'd much rather just send Nate Pearson back.
Yeah,
I wouldn't send Zach Pop down. He's too important to this bullpen. He keeps the ball in the yard. He's a
maybe
control
Bass.
pitcher.
Maybe a Bass DFS
No,
possibly.
I,
It's
I
not gonna
still think
happen,
Bass.
but
I still think Bass is going to figure it out. He was too good last year
and
to
the year
pitch to
before
the
really was
tune.
solid.
Uh, yeah, to pitch to the tune of a 7 ERA. That's not who he is. For whatever reason, so far he's not been focused, and he's
Oop, well, I think your audio just cut out, so I'm just gonna fix that. But he did, yeah. No, I do. I'll fix that now. But I do agree. Hey, speak. I think we're good.
yeah. Did they hear me?
They
Did
heard.
they
They
hear
didn't
me
hear the
there?
tail end, but they heard most of it. Yeah, he 6 inning guy, and I think the thing about Anthony Bass, he's been in some antics on Twitter. In some antics, I know you've probably seen it, the popcorn thing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And he's turned into the opposite of a fan favorite. They're 7-15, by the way, the Chicago White Sox. So you were right with that. So you think they just DFA Richards if they? I guess that's the only option if they do
I
decide.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do that
Yeah, I don't know what I'd
unless
do.
Richards is atrocious. But Richards has proven to be somewhat reliable in middle relief over the past couple of years, and I rather have him over a guy like Adam Simber. A side armor, a submarine pitcher, is a lost art in today's game. It doesn't work anymore, and anytime you're giving elite hitters 84 and your location's not up to par, they're going to crush it. Doesn't matter. You could throw it backwards for all I care. If it's 84 in a good spot, you're going to get crushed, and that's just the way it goes. But Adam Simber is good for those low level teams. He's good to eat innings against Detroit Tigers or an Oakland Athletics type of team, but against the elite teams, I don't trust Adam Simber in any situation, let alone high leverage.
He hasn't been awful this season. He hasn't been awful. He's been good recently, but I mean, it's hard. Have to think about what moves to make when White, Green, and you return. It's going to be tons of moves to make. And my question for you and the chat is, how much more confident are you, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, or maybe a percentage scale, about our starting rotation, given the past few starts against the Yankees and such?
I'm still very worried about Jose Barrios and Yusei Kikuchi. I'm not big on underlying metrics, but just based off what we've seen over the past year plus from them, I think they're bound for some regression. You can't expect 6 innings of 2-run ball every time they're out there. So I think Kikuchi will regress. He hasn't shown the ability to be effective over the entire season in his major league career so far. And Jose Barrios, I mean, he's been very good his last 2 outings, but the year before that, he was the fourth worst pitcher in all of baseball. So I need to see it over a more extended period of time before I can say I'm fully not worried about the rotation. But I liked what I've seen out of Kevin Gausman and Chris Bassett so far. And Alek Manoah, him I'm not worried about. He's a bona fide top of the rotation type of guy. So
I agree.
those three I'm not worried about, but the bottom two still a few question marks, and I want to see it over a few more starts here.
I agree. Yeah, I just want to see consistency. I think Bassett's found what I mean, has had for the past however many years.
Yes, yes.
And then Barrios, I don't know. I have a bit more faith in Barrios. He's had a couple starts in a row, but let's see. Let's continue to observe, and it'll be a good test against the White Sox, who's like they do hit well, but they haven't been great this season. Peter, do you think the reason why Simber has good counting stats is because he beats up on lower teams? I'm interested to see what Simber's ERA is against better teams.
I can't really answer that off the top of my head because I don't know the actual numbers, but Simber is someone that will eat innings for you, and he's shown that he can do that. He was up to around what 77 innings or 78 last year, so he helped the Blue Jays out a lot, and he got them out of a lot of jams. But it, I don't know. I just don't trust him against elite hitters. Like if the choice is between him and Richards to face Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani,
I go
then
Richards
I would go
probably.
with Trevor Richards.
I
I
agree.
would definitely go with Trevor
I agree.
Richards because his changeup is as fast as Sivers' fastball.
Yeah, Peter, you more worried about Barrios or Kikuchi if you can only pick one?
Probably Kikuchi.
We have a Peter Q
Probably
and A.
Kikuchi.
Peter Q and A on the go.
For whatever reason,
More homers
I would
this
probably.
season, belt or the catcher position? I would say the catcher position,
Oh
probably.
yeah, catcher, catcher.
What about Chad Green? We're just waiting for him to come back because I don't think it's worth discussing too much about who we drop down for Chad Green because by the time he comes up, the team's gonna be, I'd assume, a decent bit different, assuming he comes after the
Hmm.
deadline. So I'd say we just wait to see, and who knows how healthy. Hopefully, he doesn't have any setbacks though. I still think Simmer can be good to finish innings. Yeah, he's good when he comes in with like 2 outs against very specific hitters, but like we have other guys who can do that. I mean, Zach Pop can kind of do it because Adam Simber generates a lot of ground balls, and so does Zach Pop. He just does it with a 97-mile-per-hour sinker instead of a whatever Adam Simber does. And Adam Simber has a funky delivery. Like he has use. The question is, does he have more use than Nate Pearson?
He's a specialist.
Yeah,
It's as simple as that. You can't say, here, go out there in the sixth inning, this is yours. You can't do that. It's all matchup dependent for Adam Simber, and I feel like the Jays have too many pitchers that are like that in the bullpen. Tim Mesa, very matchup dependent. Trevor Richards also depends on matchups. It's not like you could send him out there for a full inning and say, "This is yours." Same thing with Mesa. Same thing with, I wouldn't say Bass, but I don't know. Too many matchup driven guys in the bullpen for
Yeah.
me to say that Adam Simber has an edge over any of them. I think he is the worst one if I were to pick, and it sucks because he was pretty good last year and very underrated, but I think he's run his course. He was not good before he came to Toronto, and now he's starting to trend downwards.
My problem with DFAing Simber, what happens if Richards comes back to earth and is overall bad, and Simber becomes a more reliable option? It's just more asset we can need to recover for playoffs. But Owen, like, you can say the exact same thing that if we DFA Richards and keep Simber, and then Richards ends up doing good, you kind of just it's just a risk that happens. You can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna happen
I
to any
think
player.
I don't know. I don't know if this makes sense, Nick, but Richards, we know what we're getting out of him in the
Yeah,
sense that he's highly inconsistent. He could be the best reliever on the staff and he could be the worst one. You could take it however you want, but you know what you're getting out of him. You know that Richards is going to have some good outings and some bad outings, but Adam Simber has the potential to just absolutely blow up and detonate on that mound because the stuff's just not there. If his location is off, he's got potential to give up 3 home runs in a row because of that 3 batter minimum. And I don't think Trevor Richards is quite to that level. So I do think Simber is the worst of the two. And if Nate Pearson does dominate in his stint here, however long it is, then I think Simber is the one to go.
I
That's
agree.
why he's on this phantom IL stint, and that's what we think it is. And I'm pretty sure it is that. It's because they do value Simber a lot less than they value Richards.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Which is crazy to think about, but it's just the way it goes sometimes with bullpen arms. But let's move into the bold. Oh, that's not right. Bold predictions. The bold predictions for today's game are around 10. Is first pitch at 6:30 or is it at 6:35? Either way, we'll wrap up around. Or sorry, 7, 7 or 7:05.
7:07,
Okay,
7:07.
7:07. So we'll wrap up around 7
13,
ish.
13 minutes
Cool.
away
All
from
right,
first
bold
pitch.
predictions for you, Peter. Let's hear them.
I'm gonna go with Dalton Varsho 2 home run game.
Ah,
He found his stroke, and was that yours?
no, I was gonna say he hits a home run though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bold though.
I was
That's
gonna add
not bold.
something
He hit one
else.
last
I was
game.
gonna add. I was gonna add
Okay,
something.
fine.
I'll let you finish yours
You
though.
can steal
Is
it.
yours
You
just the
can
two home
steal it.
runs?
Dalton Varsho 2 home run game because he loves to hit the fastball, and Lance Lynn, that's what he offers. That's what you're
I
gonna
like
see
it.
out of him.
Really
So
good. Really good pick.
I think two.
That could
I
be an
think two out of
honorable
Varsho's.
mention for the best bet too. Throw a bit on Roger. Not two.
Not on two.
One.
Throw it
One.
on
One.
over one because the value's real good.
Whit
I'm sure
Merrifield
about
triple.
that.
Dalton Varsho home run. That's what I'll
Let's
rock with.
go. Let's
Triple.
go.
I
I
think
like it,
Witt's
man.
Witt's been nuts. He really has. He's been really good this year. I'm
He
happy
has.
he's playing every day. Let's hear yours. Biggio unloads and goes 3 for 4. It's possible. It is possible. Bassett strikes out the side in the second. That would bode well to my over 4.5 strikeouts bet there. Dalton Varsho 2 home run game and Belt hits a double and a single and a homer. That is crazy. Jacob Blender, what's up? Bichette home run. He's due. He is due. He is due.
Should we go over the best bets again for those of you that missed it early on in the start?
Yeah,
So
mine's 4.5
mine
strikeouts over, and his is I don't remember.
over 4.5 strikeouts for Chris Bassett. That's Nick's prediction. Mine is over 4.5 total runs for the Toronto Blue Jays. They love to hit fastballs. Lance Lynn loves to throw fastballs. I think this is going to be a breakout game for the boys. They're back at the Rogers Center. It's their 7th home game of the year in 23 games, and they're itching to get back home and get in front of that home crowd and put on a show for those people out there.
I like it. Mets is Belt's 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Bo leadoff homer. A leadoff homer would be pretty funny. Again, we're back at the Rogers Center, which I'm very happy about. I feel like we didn't. I don't know. We've been on the road so much. Bassett complete game. Bichette goes 3 for 4. Okay. Okay. All right. Any final? I guess any other bold predictions you want to do? Anything you want to run over before we let it go in a few minutes here?
Yeah, just a quick shout for all of you in here. If any of you are going to the Rogers Center on May 15th for the Yankees series. I'm going to be there. I just booked my trip today. I don't know if you could make it down for that, Nick. I think you're working, right?
Yeah, work
Yeah.
term starts out of it.
Yeah, you're working. I know Nick and I are going to try to get to a couple of games together this year, but I will be there from May 15th all the way to May 19th, Thursday. So if you want to come say what's up, if you'll be at the Rogers Center for that series against the Yankees, then let me know. Come say what's up, and I'd be glad to see each and every one of you. I've already met Owen. I've already met Corey, who is actually sitting next to me at the game. I don't think he's in this live stream right now, but yeah, come say what's up to me. It'd be greatly appreciated, and maybe we'll buy you guys a drink or
Yes.
two, and we'll go from
He's
there.
going on
Go
family
Jays.
day. Go Jays. Also, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We're close to 7K. We should hit it by hopefully mid-May, maybe earlier. Just make sure to hit. What game in May? Oh, and I don't. What's up, Mo? Hope you're doing well. Oh, and I don't think I'm able to go to game in May. My work is starting early. It's starting May 1st instead of like May 15th. So I'm gonna be swamped. Springer's not playing. Is
How you
Vladdy playing
doing, Mo?
first? Yeah, Mo. Hope you're doing well. I haven't been to a pregame in a while, so it's been 3 days.
Vladdy's DHing.
Yeah, Vladdy's
Vladdy's
DHing
DHing.
today.
Yeah.
Pop up the lineup for you. We can stay on here for a few minutes more before we let you go. Yeah, so this is the lineup again for the Blue Jays. Some interesting stuff. No Jansen, no Springer. Mo, don't become a lawyer.
Thank you, Mo.
$4.99.
At least you're home in time to watch the Blue Jays.
It's
that's
true.
That's the most important thing, right?
Thank you, Mo.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Mo.
lawyer is a good job, but I'm sure it's time consuming. I've been late to the party. Mother's Day.
Too much reading. Too much reading for me.
Yeah, your life becomes work. What's
Yeah.
up, Tank Commander? Mo paying a late fee. Yeah, $4.99 late fee. $4.99 late fee, and I'll pop up the White Sox lineup as well. I don't know if it's as hard to read. It is, yeah. Oh, and it's been that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
hard-
finally revealed himself. The legend Mo.
It's hard to read. I don't know if it's as hard for you guys in chat to read this as it is for me.
I
Maybe.
can't see it.
Yeah, I know it's
definitely
different.
can't
I
see
can
it.
read them, but Lance, I'll just go through. Luis Robert, Benintendi, Andrew Vaughn, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani, Jake Berger, Oscar Colas, Elvis Andrews, and Sosa with Lance Lynn taking the hill. And, of course, Bichette, Guerrero, Varsho, Chapman, Kirk, Belt, Merrifield, Biggio, Kiermaier. I want to be a lawyer because of Saul Goodman. Lawyer would be...
I don't know if that's the lawyer you want to model yourself after. You probably want to model yourself after Mo over here.
I'm going to
Definitely
be...
not Saul Goodman.
Yes, exactly. Model yourself after Mom. I'm going to be trying to go to a game anytime between August 18th and September. I'm going to be planning on going to Toronto then. So, Peter, I don't know if you're going to be able to head there then, but I'm off work the 18th, so maybe you can squeeze in a ride and you can stay
Dude,
with me.
I'm going. I'm
I
going on
know.
August 12th. You can't come down that weekend.
Maybe. But I'm done work the 18th, so maybe they'll... I don't know. We'll see what I can do.
It's a weekend though, so maybe
It is.
come
Tickets
down
are
for a couple
pricey,
days.
though. Tickets
They are.
pricey.
They are.
1,000.
But yeah,
We'll see.
No,
I'll try to work it
not
out.
1,000.
It's expensive. From Newfoundland. It is not cheap. It is not cheap at all.
Oh, for flights you're saying?
Yeah. I'm not
Flights.
driving down.
I thought you were saying the game tickets. I'm like,
Oh, no.
way.
They're not taxing that hard.
No way.
Remember him as facade is too iconic. Got a feeling today will be a low scoring. Well, that doesn't bode well for Peter's bet. This is my first day, technically betting. Again, I'm not actually putting money on today's game, but it
Could
counts.
be low scoring for the White Sox.
I agree.
No.
Counts towards the old betting record. Might get a tally going of some sort. I mean, you're 2-2 now, I believe. 2-2.
I actually put the record on the chapter last time. Oh, Mo, thank you.
Thank you, Mo.
All kidnap me, please, for an August game. I'd love to. If you could. If you could
Maybe
make
go
your
to
way
the same
down
game.
to Toronto, that'd be great. That would be great.
Thank you so much, Mo. We appreciate your continued
it, Mo.
support, and I
Thank
know, you always. So I'm glad you're able to make this one, the one that I returned. I don't know how many days I was gone. It may have been 3 pre-games. It may have
2 days.
two. But I've been gone like 3 of the last 4. It's been a rough.
That's
rough.
okay.
We're back.
That's
We're back.
all right.
Every day this week, I'm
Hold it
gonna
down.
be here. Also, for all you guys out there who are still here, the Jays, just a heads up, they play on Wednesday, April 26th. They play at 1 Eastern. So for all you people who are working out there, Peter, I don't know if you'll be able to make the pregame that day. I can do it. I'll be
make it.
home.
I'll make it. Yeah.
Okay. But it's if you're working, whatever it is, it's in the afternoon. So maybe work your shift around that. It's the Kikuchi start. So just a shout out there.
107 against the White Sox, 107 Eastern.
Weird
And
time.
then they have an off day because it's a travel day for the White Sox. So that's why they're doing it. Then the Jays have an off day on
Thursday.
Thursday, and they play Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Seattle
Mariner.
Mariners
Woo!
in Rogers Center.
Gonna be great.
It's going to be fun. I cannot wait for that, man. I cannot
Me
wait for
too.
that.
All right, we'll wrap it up here. Quick score predictions for everyone and prediction for the first home run. I'm going to go with Bo Bichette. Score prediction, I'm going to go with 7-4 Blue Jays today.
7-4. That's good for me. I'll take
You rock
that.
it?
That's good for my prediction.
I think
I'm gonna
Bassett goes
go.
six innings, 3 runs for Bassett today with 5 Ks. Hits the over.
You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing, man.
I like it.
7-4. Let's ride, baby.
All
Let's
right.
ride.
All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Get us to 25. It was a good one. Springer first home run. Mo, Springer's out today. Springer is getting a rest day, no
Marshall
injury.
first home run.
Just a
Marshall.
rest day. I like 7-3, 10-3, but he is Springer is resting. I'm going to the game Friday. Can't wait. That's awesome, Tank Commander. Let us know how it is when you come back from it. Big game. The Jays 8-1. Jays 7-3. Okay, I like the 7-3, and we're about a couple minutes away, so I'll let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, every day this week. At least I'll be here. Peter, I'm sure you'll be here for most of them. But
Yeah,
Mo, thank you again for the donations there. I'll throw a quick super chat for you one last time. We appreciate it, and we have a post game video right after the game. Yeah, so we'll see you then.
yeah. Jay's country. Let's ride, baby.